Going to be okay?
Yeah.
You want to take a series of pictures first? You want?
Oh, just
verbalize now?
Yeah.
All right. This is the first one. This is 7214 West North Avenue, Chicago Builders Supply Company. Notice North Avenue wasn't even paved at that time. This would have been around 1937, maybe 36, because this check that you can see was written by your great-grandfather, Stanley Howard, January the 4th, 1937. That went to P&F Corbin. For whatever reason, it was canceled. So that check was written at this location. Now, the second location of Chicago Builders Supply was on Belmont Avenue. Forgive me. This is the first one. This is the first one. 1937, Chicago Builders Supply, 6854 West North Avenue. Right there. That's the one. 6854 West North Avenue. That's the first location. Remember that combustion air that I had at the store? Well, wherever it is now, that's where they sold them.
What was the phone number?
I think it was Merrimack 5710.
Oh, yeah.
So that check.
What's that?
It looks like it might be a fan, but I can't really tell. So that's North Avenue. Now get this. This one over here that I misspoke on, 7214, that's Belmont. 7214 West Belmont, when Belmont Avenue was not paved.
So just west of Harlem.
It's still there, but of course it's something else. I think it was a barber shop in some other time and a beauty salon some other time. But right now, that's the first location. That's the second location. And then this is them breaking ground at 3701 North Harlem. That's your great-grandfather and your at least great-great-uncle George Bernard Shaw. So they went from this place to that place to breaking the ground. And his name is Gus Fredrickson. They were digging up the ground to put in a foundation. And this was the outside of the building. There's a corner view of it. That's the front door of 3701 North Harlem. And this is the office. This would be what we typically call the nail warehouse. The lock department. And then, in 1989, that building was torn down. And that's them with their trucks, a flatbed truck. They're actually breaking up that authentic Chicago common brick, cleaning the mortar off of it, and they took and sold it down somewhere in Georgia, from what I remember. This is a shot of the office of 3701 North Harlem. And then from look at this. See, here's another shot of them with some kind of, I don't know, a caterpillar in there. They're knocking the walls down, and then Chicago Builders Supply is reduced to a pile of rubble. That's the front counter. That's Daniel, your mother. That's that fella Dean Goss you mentioned to me, whatever happened to Dean Goss. And this guy's name here is Don Bowman. He worked for us for a little while. So when this place was knocked into a pile of rubble, I moved over to Chicago Builders Supply at 6103 West Montrose. And that's the little door department I had in there. That's the outside sign. And here's some shots of the interior. Karen used to work in the office. John Trout, who worked with us on Belmont and on Harlem Avenue. Kurt, Daniel, Michael, me, you, and Brett, as I recall correctly. And those are interior shots of the store here and here. And a spin-off of this was this place here. It has the name Chicago Builders Supply on it, but it came to be known as Century Door, where my cousin Stanley, your cousin Stanley, works. This guy here is Uncle Junior.
Who's seated?
That's Bill Mancuso. He died maybe it was the day after your mother and I got married. Either the day of or the day after. And this is Stanley Howard Sr. That's around, I'm going to guess that's around 1920, 22, something like that. He'd already been to World War I and came back. Here he is in later years. That's the old man. Stanley Howard Sr., and Genevieve Thelma Howard. And of course I had to put, there's a picture of me in the Army. I don't know why, I just had to fill the room up. And that's, oops, and that is Edith Sorby. She was my mother's mother. Here's a picture of John Trout. Your mother. Oh, hey, get this. See these flags on the top of the building? Every time that the old man would go away, Bill Mancuso, this guy here, he'd bring out the ladder and set it up and he'd hoist up those flags. Show that the old man was back. The old pirate. And this check is the oldest piece of anything relating to Chicago Builders Supply. This card here is the International Hod Carriers and Building Laborers District of Chicago and vicinity. Your great-grandfather was a member of that. I forget when that would have been. I can't see the date on it, but it was probably in the early 30s or the mid-30s. These barrels over here, there's one of those barrels is sitting right here. I got a barrel. The barrels that you see in those pictures, including this one, when they were filled, they used to carry a lot of cut nails in there and common nails in there, and each one of them barrels weighed 100 pounds. And we used to sell steel sash, as you can see there, oil cans, but it's all gone now. And of course, Terry Matthew, Anna Kristen, and that was the phone number of the store for forever. It used to be Avenue 3, 8210. That's when the area code for Chicago was 312. Yep, the date on this is August the 8th of 1989 when they were tearing that down.
Oh, we didn't see that picture.
The one in the corner?
Mm-hmm.
Well, your mother, you, Cousin Kurt, me, and Daniel. And that obviously had to be in the summer at some time, with these other ones over here being in the fall or the winter, because everybody's dressed up warm. Yep.
Who are those ladies standing in front of the
okay, the woman, this might be Helen Shaw, and this is Genevieve Thelma Howard. Now that's around 1939 or 1940, so it's a ways back. It's so hard to make out that face in there, but it looks like Helen Shaw. And that's all I have to say about that.